much is wave?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another one of our lovely little LinkedIn / Facebook / YouTube lives talking about video marketing, creating your own video content for your business. Now, I'm really hoping that if this is the first one you're watching, welcome. Where have you been? And also make sure you check out all of the other ones we've been doing, because this is the 8th one we've done in a row.
Having so much fun, I've forgotten what number we're at.
It doesn't seem like yesterday since we started these. Anyway, so we've talked about an awful lot. We've talked about on-camera confidence. We've talked about structuring your videos, all sorts of goodness. But we're really all about empowering you to go out and create your own video. The thing is, though, once you've created that video and it's launched into the world, and hopefully you get some really great engagement, the critical bit, isn't it, Emma, is all about actually tracking the metrics.
Yes. So that doesn't mean you're a nerd. That means that you're measuring your impact, because, as we've said in many of these, we're all small business owners. We haven't got time to be doing this for like 24/7. So we've got to really make sure that we optimize our time and our performance and our impact on any content we create. So off the top of my head, you've got your standard, which you can go through. I'm sure, Jeremy, you've got your standard video views, but actually I'm interested not just in how many people are watching your video when they drop off, what hook got them to watch the whole video, which bits turned them off and they quit. But I'm actually interested in what happens next. So a tactic on TikTok and Instagram is to use the video for getting more lead magnet downloads, or getting more email subscribers, or getting more people to your website, for example. And actually I'm really interested in tracking that metrics. So things that you could do: install Google Analytics on your website to see how many people came from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube to your website. Once you've got Google Analytics installed, and it's a free piece of kit from Google, you don't need to pay for it. You could then be tracking what pages they landed on. Did they go to your landing page for your particular campaign? And if they did, how many people quit off without pressing the download button? How many people stayed on once they did go to your landing page? What did they do next? Did they go around your website? How long did they stay? What other pages did they view? Where are they visiting from? I could bore you for years on this, but those kind of metrics, super important, because it's all very well having eyeballs, but we don't necessarily just want eyeballs. We want action as well. And so things like Google Analytics and your in-platform tracking pixels are going to give you much more rich data. If anybody wants to talk nerdy, I'm your woman.
Absolutely. And it isn't nerdy. I mean, I have to admit, I do love a graph, but it's absolutely, like you say, there that you need to be planned. And also, you know, by capturing the data and then analyzing the data, you can then iterate and improve, the different bits. So if people are dropping off, from a video and not getting to your website, why? What is it about the landing page or that particular website that is causing those people to drop off? If you're not tracking your data, you're simply you're basically blind. You've got no clue what's going on. So it's so critical that, like we're saying, as long as, as well as you creating this content, you are tracking the back end stats. Now video specific things. If we're talking YouTube, there's a great thing called YouTube Studio, which if you've got a YouTube account, you automatically get access to the YouTube Studio. Within YouTube Studio, you've got a massive analytics suite as well. Again, I am a sucker for a graph. It can be a massive rabbit hole. So just be careful that you don't get sucked in to tracking stuff that's not actually that important. And so, Emma, how do you avoid spiraling into this endless kind of geekery? Because it is really easy to do, right?
Yeah, 100%. And something like YouTube Studio, it can be overwhelming, as can Facebook Analytics, as can be Google Analytics. And if anybody's had the old style Google Analytics and then now changed to J4, oh my God, mind blown. It's like a different world. So I personally, while you're building your confidence, is look at the overview reports, and then you can drill down as you get more get more confidence. The overview is going to tell you things like how many people visited your website over a certain date period, where did they come from, did they go on desktop, did they go on mobile, and that will help you in terms of optimizing your website for layout. Which channels did they come from? That one's super important. We spoke a few days ago about knowing which social media channels to be posting on, and the fact that we don't need to be on everything and spread ourselves too thin. Your Google Analytics is going to tell you whether Instagram's outperforming YouTube or whether Facebook is outperforming all of it. It will tell you how engaged your audience are. So it's all very well having traffic, but actually you want what's called events on Google Analytics. You want scrolls, you want clicks, you want downloads, and you'll be able to see in the overview report which channels drove performance. And personally for me, if you're time poor, be looking at this at least once a month. Weekly, brilliant, but at least once a month, and make some judgments on what your data is telling you, which platform's doing the best, where are your audience coming from, what type of content are they liking, and just go and do more of that.
100%. And also, I mean, if you're on YouTube and that happens to be the platform that you're majoring on, then look at where people drop off, because you get this great sort of engagement graph on, and they do it per video, so you can see where you're losing people, and then think, right, okay, what was I talking about at that moment, and then alter what you're doing. And the whole point of all of this is that you must be doing stuff. You can't be tracking stuff you're not doing. So I think the big lesson out of this is do stuff and then track it. But please, for the love of God, take action. Because if we can think about, and we can pontificate forever about, oh, I should do this and I might do that and that might work. But without actually doing it and starting a little bit messy and like we're doing here, just getting on and doing it, we're tracking the analytics of all of these things. So we're going to get a really good idea as to the topics that resonate more. And guess what we'll do? We'll then go and revisit those and do them in more depth, because clearly there's traction there. This is what we all as business owners need to be doing and taking responsibility for doing. And as Emma says, use those kind of hacks, if you like, in terms of not getting too into the weeds about it, but making sure that you're tracking the results of the content that you are creating. So what metrics do you track on a sort of daily basis then, Emma, or weekly basis?
I'm smiling because I try in my personal life to track a lot of metrics to keep me on the straight and narrow. I'm very much one for going a bit renegade. So if I can track metrics, that is good. For me, my top ones would be, like I say, user visits, length of time on site, which pages are most important, where that traffic's coming from. Invariably, you will find discovery platforms higher engaged when they get to your website. And by that, I mean SEO and organic social media compared with paid outreach, where you've paid somebody to get to your website. You will see that they're less engaged, they stay for less time and they visit less pages. But if you can earn the right to get somebody from YouTube onto your video, if you've done enough know, like and trust to get them to the website, you will see far more engagement and action.
Brilliant.
Jeremy, I was just going to say, actually, to your point about progress, not perfection, 25% of nothing is nothing. So, whatever you can do, however micro, 30 second, 60-second video, yeah. And if anybody's worried about, oh God, I should have been doing this 10 years ago, the next best time to start is today.
100%. And I mean, we have trailed this on a couple of these. We are doing a half-day session on, content creation for solopreneurs, and we're specifically looking at Instagram and TikTok. So if you really want to make those platforms really, really work for you in a video sense, then please join us on that. And you can find all the details of that on socialmediavideo.co.uk. We're going to be doing a lot more trainings like that. We've got an upcoming one in July that's going to be all about YouTube. But our whole mission, the whole point we're doing what we're doing together, collaborating, is to really encourage you guys as fellow business owners to really harness the power of video, but also make sure it's done in a joined up way so that we can ultimately transform our businesses and get our businesses and why we do what we do and how we do what we do out there to gain more customers. That's what we're all about. Now, what I would love to know is, and be honest, by the way, with this question, do you track any metrics? And if you do, what do you track? Simply that. So that's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Really look forward to that. And as I say, have a look at socialmediavideo.co.uk for all the details of that upcoming training. We'd love to see you there. Take care, folks. And